Cognition, and this is episode 9, Election Anxiety. I normally want to talk about a theme or answer a question, but today I'm just full of anxiety and fear. Yeah, I'm human, and I think all of us are. And my brain, like everyone else's, can experience trauma and stress and reaches a point where it's like, no more, I can't take this anymore. Even those of us who are educated with high IQs, we can experience really bad things, and we can have moments of, I'm not going to say mental illness, but moments of just like life crisis. And we have the right to experience those things. But how we act on those things can sometimes, well, none of us are perfect. I've made some bad choices, and all of us have. But despite that, I want to try to not to act out on my current fear and anxiety. I typically don't like getting angry. I typically don't like getting upset. I typically actually ignore when somebody's bullying me or being mean to me and try to suppress it. And somebody may think that I'm not intelligent because I do that. But it's more like, it's really a waste of my time to just get into a fight with somebody. My fear is that I'm afraid people are going to stop thinking and start acting on their base emotions, especially right now. And I'm not the only one. Major cities have boarded up their businesses for fear of violence after the election results. I mean, it looks like Hollywood, okay? Hollywood looks like a dystopian movie set. All the buildings are boarded up, and it really does look like something out of like, I'm trying to think of a really good dystopian movie I've seen, like maybe a futuristic Blade Runner if the technology and robots weren't made happen. Okay? And I realize we have a culture that has trained people to think in mass and to not think individually, which is part of what I've decided to do this thing called Cognition. I posted a video where I said, I'm not even dressed in a suit. Like, I can't stand the mentality of the fact that in order to be perceived as being intelligent or smart, you have to come in a particular package. It's like we package everything, we market everything, and we try to manipulate, or our businesses and our culture tries to manipulate, thinking that that's how we should be with each other. Like, I posted a video where I said I hated McDonald's. I do. And to my surprise, I got comments criticizing my view. And I'm wondering if these people even thought, that I had the right not to want to eat at McDonald's. And yet, when you turn the television on, you see a commercial, it's like we're all fed this image that we're all supposed to want it. And it's gotten to the point now where those images have become like the end-all, be-all. And there's actually, Gelb in his book, Think Like Da Vinci, actually comments about that, about the fact that we should question marketing. You don't have to buy everything that someone's trying to sell you. You don't blindly have to follow the commercials. You don't have to presume that being an American is about eating at a fast food restaurant, because all of us have different, I have health issues. I literally cannot eat anything at McDonald's. It makes me sick. And the very fact that somebody has called me crazy, somebody working at McDonald's actually contacted me on Facebook and said, "You're crazy." And I'm like, do you understand the fact that I have a health problem? That I have this disease, so I can't eat where you work? I think we've been sold many cultural norms that are not good for us, just because people want to make a buck. And I'm not anti-capitalist. You can sell what you want, but I think you need to be honest about it. And I think we need to wake up to the fact that some stuff, the FDA needs to do its job and take things off the market that really hurt people. The current administration wants to practice herd mentality. And it's with COVID, and it's working because we have developed a culture where you're treated like you follow the herd or you get pushed out. You follow the herd. But right now, a vast majority of Americans, I think, are waking up to the reality of the fact that following that herd may not be the right choice, especially if it leads to the death of other people. I'm hoping that the results tomorrow will show the majority of America is snapping out of the complacency coma of following along and not questioning the acts of our leaders. It is okay to question the leaders of this country. That is part of the democratic process. Don't say we have freedom and then say, but you must obey our current president and not criticize him. Because the two it's like they don't go together. It's my right if I do not want to eat at McDonald's, and it is your right to vote as you choose. But if you do not like the results, is it really your right to act out in such a way that you hurt others or to destroy things that do not belong to you in retaliation. We are in a democracy, right? That means the vote matters. The big picture is that if your side does not win, you are in the wrong. Are you in the right to act out in violence? I mean, are you? Does it prove the fact that your side is better if you actually go out and burn things or destroy things? And I know that if our current POTUS loses and there is violence, he's going to turn around somehow and say that the winning side, or the what he thinks is the non-winning side, is responsible. But why, if the results are that our current POTUS loses, why would the other side have a reason to be violent? Think about that, okay? It does not change anything, okay, to be violent. And it certainly will not make the loser look like a winner. They will look like a sore loser. If you're angry, it is healthy to get it out, but not in a violent manner that you'll later regret. Go someplace and scream. Hit a punching pad. Like, yell. Yell. Don't get domestic. Don't do domestic violence stuff. Don't take it out on your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your best friend, your pets. We are a free country, right? So accept that I may not ever step foot in McDonald's or eat a hamburger. Except I will not be going to church for Christmas, because that's not what I do for Christmas. I usually volunteer. It does not mean that I will not help the poor or do good deeds. I actually like doing that. I don't do that stuff because I'm afraid of, because I feel like society requires me to do that stuff. I don't do that stuff because I feel like I'm winning brownie points with people. I just do it because it feels good. I do it because it's the right thing. I do it because I feel like, and I balance it out though, because I have to take care of me too. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. I have no money to give to a charity. So instead I will do something like post something online about the charity. Hey, everybody, anybody got money? I don't. Give it to them. We are a diverse nation, and we need to find a way to return to that diversity and be healthy about it. Please be safe. Please do not act out in violence. May we find a way to achieve peace and harmony and get back to being a democracy. So that means my opinion matters, your opinion matters, but you don't have the right to make me feel bad about my opinion. And you don't have the right to degrade me for my opinion. America has one of the highest suicide rates in the world. It does. And everyone says to someone who thinks they're suicidal to go to the therapist. But in the end, that's not the solution. A solution is just allowing people to have connection and allowing people to have mentally healthy lives. Which means if my opinions and my views are different than yours, don't call me crazy for it. Just accept the fact that I don't believe the same things you do. It's not a sign that I'm insane. It's just a sign I think differently. And you don't have the right to brainwash me. I mean, you don't. Into believing what you believe in. Into believing your God, or believing your politics, or believing your viewpoint. Now, granted, if I'm violent against the current administration, or violent against the current government, or violent against other people, then that would be that would be a potential sign that I'm a danger to society, which would be insane. You see, there's a huge difference between having trauma or mental illness because you're sick or because of a violent act that's been committed to you, and actual criminal mental illness, where I would be a harm to other people. It's calling, I've experienced this. I have been labeled crazy, and my key symptoms are telling people I was violated by a guy who tried to rape me. I didn't act out in violence. My words apparently hurt, though. I've attacked people with words, with opinions, but never with a fist. I did slap a guy once a long time ago for kissing me when he had a girlfriend. Yep. But I'm not the kind of person who hits first. I'm the kind of person who expresses myself first, who gets my anger out by expressing it with words, with doing the healthy, right thing. And I typically don't get angry unless my reputation has been ruined, someone's hurting my reputation, or someone's hurting somebody I care about. That pisses me off. So anyone out there wants to call me crazy because I don't vote the way you do, got news for you. That's not a sign I'm crazy. It just means I think for myself. And you can think for yourself too. But thinking for yourself doesn't give you the right to hurt other people because they think differently than you. Peace, and hopefully tomorrow we will have a positive change. Good night.